Soil and water conservation. Soil conservation is the prevention or reduction of soil loss or reduced soil fertility caused by water and wind damage, acidification, or other chemical soil contamination. On the other hand, water conservation is the use and management of water for the good of all consumers. It is the effort to reduce the demand for water, improve the efficiency of its use, and reduce waste. Effective soil and water management practices can improve soil fertility and increase yields in a sustainable way. Terracing. As most farmers doing farming in hilly areas have experienced, when it rains, most of the rainwater flows down the hills fast, taking away fertile topsoil, and with time reduces productivity of the farmland. Since all the rainwater runs off down the hill, farmers end up not making good use of the much needed water for farming. It is important to find ways to preserve as much water as possible instead of it being lost or wasted as runoff. Terracing is one of the techniques that can be used for soil and water conservation. It is done by making or forming a number of flat areas across a hilly or steep land, resembling a series of steps. It is done to prevent water from rainwater running off down the hill, causing serious soil erosion as the terraces slow the speed of water. This allows the water that has been slowed down to slowly seep into the soil, therefore improving the soil for the vegetation. Types of terraces. There are several types of terraces. FANYA juu terraces, FANYA chini terraces, bench terraces, stone terraces. FANYA juu terraces. FANYA juu terraces are constructed by digging a ditch and throwing the soil uphill to form a ridge. The ditch traps the water and makes it penetrate slowly into the soil. The ridge prevents the soil from moving downhill, and when fertilizers are applied, they are not all washed down the hill and instead provide the soil with required nutrients, therefore improving crop yields. FANYA juu terraces are often used in the highlands where water speed is high. How to make FANYA juu terraces. Dig a trench and throw all the soil upwards to form a ridge of 40 to 50 centimeters in height. The trenches could be 10 to 20 meters apart depending on the steepness of the field. At the end of the trench, close with soil to stop the flow of water. Grasses or trees should be grown on the ridges, which are at the end of the terrace, to provide stability. Where there are higher rainfall conditions, napier grass can be planted. Bananas can grow very well in the trenches. Note that regular maintenance is necessary and is done by throwing soil upwards to make sure that the height of the ridges is maintained. FANYA chini terraces. FANYA chini terraces are often used in lowlands with moderate slopes and are constructed by digging a ditch and throwing the soil downhill to form a ridge. The last terrace should be closed off with a final ridge. Trees or fodder should be grown on the ridges to provide stability. Bench terraces. In order to make bench terraces, a slope is converted into a series of level steps and ledges and looks like a staircase on a slope. The terrace is built on a slope of up to 45 degrees. The size of the surface depends on the steepness of the slope, needs of the crops to be planted, land preparation methods to be used, and individual preferences. The flat area between the terraces, that is, the horizontal step, is used for growing crops such as grass and legumes, which capture water and nutrient runoff, and for animal feed. Stone terraces. Where stones can be found in plenty, stone terraces can be used to slow down the draining away of rainwater from the surface of the land. This reduces soil erosion and increases the penetration of water into the soil, which improves the soil moisture. This helps to improve production in semi-arid areas, and crops can be grown in low rainfall years. Stone terraces are made by using stones to create strong walls on steep slopes. How to make stone terraces? You need a mix of small and large stones, 25 to 30 centimeters in height, depending on the size of your land and terrace. Dig trenches 10 to 15 centimeters deep. Trenches should be 15 to 30 meters apart. Place the selected large stones in the trench. Place on the side not blocking the water smaller stones to support the larger stones. Place on top and in between the smaller stones sediments or topsoil that can be distributed along the soil together with the rainwater. Plant grass or trees along the stones to support the stone terrace. Terraces should be made with precision and care so that the terraces may last long and be effective. In order to do so, one can seek the services of an extension officer.